Okay, today we're going to do a little test, a little ride around with the Rode Go wireless camera kit attached to a GoPro that has the like additional little media surround that makes it so you can plug in a wireless mic directly into it. So we got the wireless mic set up, and then we have a Rode Lavalier mic attached to the transmitter that is just clipped on the inside of my helmet. So without any kind of wireless mic, there's no usable sound on any of these kind of videos. But I've always just wondered, I felt like it was like the holy grail for wireless mic tests. If you can make it work in this kind of environment, it's pretty good. So we'll see how it works. We're just going for a little cruise around Cebu. I was staying in the Trillium condos for this last week. They're these super tiny little units that you can get Airbnbs in. I've been working on purchasing a condo out here. I got a 2-bedroom that looks like we're going to be signing on tomorrow, so I'm excited about that. And tonight we'll see if I can get a different hotel. I had a issue with my Airbnb where maybe what I booked it on, my computer was still in Hawaii time. I swear I booked it till tomorrow, but I just looked and it said checkout was today. So I'm gonna go over to the Quest Hotel. It's a place I like to stay. Over here it's pretty crazy. Like, you gotta keep up with traffic to stay safe. That's my theory on it. It's safer to be passing than to get passed. So you just kind of keep your head on a swivel and try and make sure that you're the one doing the passing as much as possible without driving too crazy. There's all kinds of different hazards that you can run into out here. And the driving is just not the same as it is in the United States. If you drove like you can drive out here in the United States, you'd get jailed. Like, just the safe driving here is like the most reckless driving you can imagine anywhere else. And we're just cruising right now, and I mean, you can see that plenty of people are on the program. Like that pedestrian right there, for instance, he just wove like, that was like Frogger level 4,000, and he didn't even flinch. Okay, so if we went straight, we go up into Basai. It's a nice area up on the mountain, and that actually turns into what's called the Trans Central Highway, which is a really fun road to ride on. You have like cool corners and everything. It's fun to ride on bikes. Lots of the locals here in the weekends and stuff like that, they will go up there for rides and you know, rip the corners up. We're heading down to IT Park, which is where the condo is that I'm trying to get, and we can go for a little cruise by there. Check it out. IT Park is an interesting place. It's one of the first PEZA zones in Cebu, and what that is it stands for Philippines Economic Zoning Authority. I think it's one of the smartest government projects they've ever done out here. Basically what they did is they set these areas aside into these special economic zones, that have extremely good infrastructure. They piped like really good fiber in, and there's great connections that are available. Intersections are freaking insane. You just kind of gotta punch it. People get out of the way. Like that right there seems so crazy, but it was so normal. We did have the right of way, but all the cars are just trying to poke it, and like it's crazy. You just gotta go for it. And at least, you know, things are fairly slow speeds, but people do get grease spotted out here pretty often, but not nearly as often as you would think. So anyway, the peso economic zones are like a huge magnet for foreign investment, because what they do is they set up these areas that get heavily built up. These jeepneys are great because they, like, half of them don't even have brakes, it seems like, so they kind of block things for you. So they set up these big condos, developments, office buildings. Most of this is office buildings here. This is a big mall called Central Block. That's the original Avita Towers over there. The one I'm trying to get into is called the Avita Reala, which is the newer development that's done by the Ayala Land Corporation, which is one of the biggest developers here in the Philippines. Kind of the goal with what you want to do over here is if you can get into something at like a pre-sale price, or when it's newer, typically they have these built-in escalators. So what I did is, people have been getting crushed from COVID. All the shutdowns and everything made it so people that bought stuff to Airbnb or to do renting on long term, were just vacant for years. So I got some people right here. It's in this back tower. They had it turned over about a year ago, haven't been able to get it rented, haven't got a penny out of it, and they were, I think, kind of over leveraged in the beginning. From what it seemed like, I mean, it's hard to tell, but it seemed like they had like a local job here, two of them, and I think things were going good before the pandemic. They squeezed into it, thought it would be a good investment, and it kind of turned south on them. So they're just trying to get out of it for what they put into it. And based on what the developers are selling things for now, the developers are selling them for about $70,000 more than $70,000 more than what I was able to get these people to say yes to. So I'd say it's a pretty good deal. I'm not so worried about the Airbnb thing, because I'm going to use it as my kind of secondary residence when I'm over here working. It'll make things a lot easier for me. So this is like kind of more standard traffic. This dude in front of us is looking pretty aggressive. He has a bigger bike than most people do. And he's going to show us how the more aggressive drivers make their passes and everything, I'm sure. You kind of got to look for these little gaps in the cars, and then you want to get in where you can. The main thing is, like, as people are merging, you don't want to get pinched off. And then the, like, passing on the right that people do is pretty wild. At least that car was really small. Once we slow down, we'll follow as soon as there's enough little zone in here so you don't get pinched off. You don't want to get stuck on the side. But the cars are pretty used to it, so they're like accommodating to the bikes. It's not quite like in the United States, people would lose their mind if you pull this sort of stuff. But definitely, I mean, I grew up doing almost every extreme sport you can imagine, and I get like more of an adrenaline rush. This guy's gonna jump the yellow line here and just pass right into oncoming traffic in a second, guaranteed. I get more of an adrenaline rush from just riding around out here than I do on almost any other kind of sport. Warp, warp. And it's just it's a good time once you get used to it, to tell you the truth. But in the beginning, when you're first getting used to it, like when in doubt, gas out is kind of what you want to do over here, as crazy as that sounds. But yeah, I mean, you got to get used to it. If you stop and you do like try and do like the typical defensive driver, no you go thing, you're gonna get grease spotted. So it's a different thing for sure. So we're coming up here to the Quest Hotel. We're gonna park in my office parking lot. There's a public parking lot on the side, and we're gonna go park over there and then walk across the street and check it out. So this is what's called Cebu Business Park. This is just like IT Park, where it's a PESA zone. This is also a PESA zone. And this is like one of the craziest little intersections here. Everyone's just having a free-for-all. So this is a great place to have one of these jeepneys as a